Before we start the video, I just want to ask, why on earth did friends change to connections? What is with this push for Roblox to become more corporate? Change the logo? Fine. Rename Bloxies to Innovation Awards? Whatever. However, there is absolutely no reason for friends to become connections. Oh, we can't call each other friends. That's childish. Only babies make friends. I'm your connection from now on. Jesus Christ, is Roblox trying to turn itself into the next LinkedIn? I sure hope that legitimately cringy business hustle culture doesn't make its way onto Roblox. Office bros are the last thing this platform needs. I get that Roblox wants to distance itself away from being just a platform for drooling 5-year-olds, but I do not think this is it. I do not trust David Baszucki to try and make Roblox of all places more adult-oriented.
The Sonic universe might also be classified as hot chick heaven.
Okay, so obviously this isn't the Block Tales Chapter 3 video I promised, nor is this the Forsaken video that y'all in the Discord voted for. Those are gonna take longer than I thought, and I gotta put out a video this week. Bills ain't gonna pay themselves. If you do want to support the channel, you can like, sub, or become a channel member. But yeah, unfortunately, this is gonna be a lower effort video. I say it as if my videos are high effort to begin with. To actually get to the subject at hand, Roblox in general is kind of a garbage platform. It's the only game platform that encourages its developers to prioritize quick returns instead of worthwhile experiences. If you can make a small yet addicting game where you exploit kids for money through stuff like flashy casinos with blocky animals, your game is gonna get pushed to the spotlight so everyone can play. If your game isn't designed to be exploitative towards 6-year-old iPad kids, or if you commit the grave sin of your game being not designed to be played forever, then into the abyss you go. Roblox actively discourages users from prioritizing making a good game first, so if you're a dev, you have to be careful about putting in too much effort. If you invest too much effort into a game and not make it addicting enough, then no one will play it. It truly is a Sisyphean task trying to actually make a good game for people over the age of 4. I want to talk about the absolute mess that are the front page games, but before I do that, I want to talk about the Roblox home layout for a second. When you go to the home page, you obviously have the different categories at the top and your friends list right below. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean connections! Then you get to today's picks. Roblox says that they're curated for me, but I do not believe that for a second. I don't even care about these picks most of the time. You scroll down a little and then we find the continue tab. Look, if I wanted to discover new games, I'd go to the discover page. But if I'm on the home page, chances are that I want to pick up a game from where I left off. I don't know what's with UI designers from billion-dollar companies and making the worst user experience possible, but it's like they gotta keep the designers working, so they just decide to take their UI and make it worse for no other reason than an obligatory paycheck. After you scroll down from the continue tab, all the rest of the home page is recommended slop. Most of these games I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. We got brain rot slop, we got anime slop, we got obligatory third category because the list feels incomplete with only 2 items. Only after we scroll through all the recommended games do we find the favorites tab at the bottom. You know, I really feel like this should be the most accessible part second to the continue tab, but nope, it goes at the very bottom of the website. Praise David Baszucki because his company doesn't know how to design a website, but they jump at the chance to add dating features to it. Still, that's just the home page. If you go to the main games page, oh, I'm sorry, charts! Yeah, it's been over a year, but I'm still not over that. It's insanely hard to find a game that's actually fun. If you try to look, it's all the trending stuff because that's what Roblox puts front and center. Even if you scroll and find the more specific categories, it hardly gets any better. Like, I've been wondering for years why there's a section for the top earning games. Why on earth would I be incentivized to play games solely because it makes the most money? Imagine if Steam had a page dedicated to the most lucrative games. What's even the point of having this from a consumer's perspective? If you scroll down some more, we get to the top rated games. However, the top rated tab is a complete scam! Looking at it, half the games are just boring snooze fests that make watching paint dry a cinematic masterpiece. If you look, half the games on here only have high amounts of likes because they offer like incentives for the game. Kids love free stuff, so they click, click, click because they're absolutely hooked, like a crackhead getting their supply list for the first time. But Cumin, what if I want to look for a certain genre of game? Actually, yeah, there's a couple of tabs for different game genres. I like RPGs, so let's scroll to the RPGs tab. Problem is that the RPGs section is 99% boring grind fests. Oh, YBA, oh, I hate Paragon. Look, I've already made an RPGs video going over some of Roblox's RPGs, so you already know how I feel. Also, I got a lot of RPG suggestions from that video, so if you guys want to see a follow-up, just let me know. However, All the front page offers are basically bandit beater slop games with fancier graphics than 2008 Roblox. In my opinion, the only game genre tab that isn't pure slop is the shooters page. The most popular shooters are skill-based PvP shooters. There's nothing that gets the dopamine hitting harder than a well-placed crosshair on another player's head. Well, you know, except for gambling. Still, my point is that it's a lot harder to make a slop cash grab shooter because there's a lot fewer methods of pay to win that you can add to your shooter before your player base just leaves. Don't get me wrong, some of these games just relish in their microtransactions, but there's still a fine line. There's that, and there's also the fact that you have to make your gunplay somewhat cohesive. It's not like a simulator where you can just plop in some money, plop in some X to gamble with, make a shiny map, and call it a day. It takes more effort to make the guns feel decent, and that's just too much work. Jesus Christ, we need to shift production to making the next verb and noun game, that third person singular subject respecting verb, offline. Man, I really miss when we could just search for a game genre. Yeah, the last thing I want to mention is the Roblox metas. As long as Roblox has been paying its creators, it has had ongoing metas that shift frequently to maximize revenue from parents' credit cards. It could be something as old as Tycoon games, or it could be what we're having now with the verb and noun games. I made a video playing those last time, so you can check that out if you want to see me suffer. These metas always start with a dev team making a game that's solo effort yet has such a high return that the other devs find it genius and literally copy it verbatim. Or in other cases, they somehow make it lazier! In my opinion, the worst Roblox meta was the free UGC meta, because every game was doing it, and they'd lock their UGC behind like 100 hours of playtime. You put in all that work for like the most low effort, ugly hat imaginable, but who cares? It's free! Free UGC, my foot! I highly doubt this video will do well since it's lower effort than my usual stuff, but if you're one of the 12 people that I got to the end, put some underrated games that I can play in my free time. I'm not talking about, woo, play Forsaken! I'm talking about games you rarely see people talk about. The front page sucks. Use better discovery instead. You can find hidden gems such as Cart Ride to Get Eaten by Zavok Abi HD Remix. God, that's a mouthful.
Uh-oh! Looks like I'm stuck on this fry, surrounded by ooey gooey stomach acid. Where's Charmy when you need him? I am so sorry for your loss, Zavok. I cannot believe someone would use a sandwich as a murder weapon. Watch out for the spotlights. If you get caught, you will be death's cold embrace. Our mortality is fleeting, Charmy. You must save her life every day. Quick, get into this pipe from the Super Mario trademark series to exit Zora's realm.
Freaking Sonic Omens! Get me out of here! Get me out of here! Big thanks to our first 3 members, Pando, Apelix, and Boneworks Addict. Click the button down below if you want to become a member and support the channel.